is going to be a real quick walkthrough, and it's a feature we're very excited to announce. We're very excited to bring to you. One that authors have been requesting for a while now. We're introducing account sharing. And here's how this is going to work. First of all, if you log into your account, from here, you have access to everything that our system offers you. So you can check your reports, you can add new books, you can update books, update covers, descriptions, keywords, all that stuff, change the price of your book. There's a lot you can do from here, including support if you need a hand. Some authors have virtual assistants or employees who they want to grant access to, so that those people can come in and make these updates on their behalf. So that's a pressing need for some folks, and you might not have a problem with sharing your account information, giving a username and password. That person would be able to log in as if they were you. But that would also grant them full access to everything here. So they can go into your My Accounts tab. That gives them access to the banking information that's there, tax information that's there. They can make changes to that if they wanted. They can change the price of your book. They can see your reports and see how much you're getting in royalties. So some of that is fairly sensitive information, and not everyone is comfortable with sharing that kind of thing. So you occasionally might want to grant just limited access. And that's what you can do now with a brand new feature called account sharing. So what we're going to do is when you log in, you'll see your dashboard. You can see I got a couple of books here. We're going to go on up to My Account. Now here, we got a whole bunch of options, including payment options, notification preferences. This is where you can create your author bio under contributor profiles. Lots of stuff, including your tax ID and all that. This is where things can get a little sensitive. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to Advanced User Options. Now on this page, we got a brand new feature down here we can check on. This is Enable Account Sharing. If you hover over this question mark, you get this dialog. It says this will enable you to allow for limited sharing of your account with another user. For more information, see our FAQ. You can click on that and get a lot more about how this works. But for now, we're just going to click Enable Account Sharing, and we can scroll down here and we can hit this Save button. There's also a little Save button up here. It's a little less obvious, but you can click that. Pretty handy. Now, once we've done that, you can see that we have a brand new feature on this page called Account Sharing. Add or remove permissions for account controls. We click on that and we get this new page. Account sharing controls allow you to grant another Draft2Digital user limited access to your account. You can see here there's a field for an email address, and here are the permissions. Now, right now, these two do not work. You can see it has a little no button on it. If you hover over these, it'll say we don't currently offer that. These are upcoming features. We're really excited about those, but for now, they're kind of a little tease. They're not available. But book management, you hover over this, and so it says allow create book, edit book, publish book, and book price changes. Those are the things you'll be able to allow someone else to do on your behalf, and they won't gain access to your account information, your reports, or any of those things. And it's real easy to set this up. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to enter an email address. There is one requirement for the VA or whoever's going to be doing this work for you. They have to have a Draft2Digital account, which means they have to have an email address that's registered with a Draft2Digital account. That doesn't mean they have to be an author. They don't have to publish anything or distribute anything through us. But they do have to have an account in order to gain access to these features. So let's just say I enter somebody who does not have a Draft2Digital account. D2D.com is not a domain we own, by the way, so just throwing that out there. So it says check your spelling, no Draft2Digital user on record. Now, here's what's cool. You can share my account with this email address anyway, and we'll send an email on your behalf inviting them to sign up for a Draft2Digital account. That's That means that if you have someone who maybe they're working overseas, or they're not in the industry at all, even if they're not already signed up, they'll get an email that explains why they're getting it, and then invites them to create an account. So that's very convenient for you. But let's take a look at what happens when someone does have an account. So let me just add myself here. So there's my email address. I welcome emails. You may email me all you want. But I am a confirmed Draft2Digital user, so we get a checkbox right away. Nice green reward for our actions. And it says, we'll send an email as soon as you share my account. Now I'll come down here and I want to say, this is where I verify that I want to do what I'm about to do. It says, by allowing access, you acknowledge and agree that you assume risk and take responsibility for the actions of the people accessing your account. So you're just acknowledging that there could be ways that people use this against you. You never know. Maybe they want to publish a book that is out of brand for you, we'll say, some offensive material. You're acknowledging that you've vetted this person yourself and that we're not going to be responsible for them, but you will. So there has to be a certain level of trust here. So we're going to just assume that Kevin Tomlinson is a trustworthy fella. And we're going to hit that button. And now we're going to say, share my account. Now Kevin will get an email that tells him that he has access. But right away we can see that some things have changed up here for us. First of all, now we get this little grid up here, table, that has the email address we just entered and the last access date. So today is December 18th. So you can see when this person last accessed the account. And here there will be more options in the future, but for now, remember, this is that book management option. We can turn this on and off. Let's just say that for now we're turning off Kevin's access. We're gonna click that box. He no longer has access, but the field remains. So maybe we grant him access again later. We turn that on. We can revoke permissions altogether. We click this, and this field will go completely blank. So no reason to, if they're no longer allowed, if we don't want to have them around, we don't ever intend to bring them back, we can revoke those. Here's a little pop-up. The dialog says, this will end all previously assigned permissions and immediately end all account access for this user. So you get this control. This is all for you. Now, let's see what happens on the VA's side. So I've got another window open here. I'm all set up. Here's Kevin at Tomlinson.net. We just added that fella. And let's hit submit and we'll log in. Now, this guy's a new user. He has no books in his account. He might be an author and he might have tons of books here. But for right now, he doesn't have anything else to mess around with. And from this login, he's in his account. He could add a new book here. He could manage his titles just like you could. Change the cover, change the description, keywords, change the price, all that. He could click over and see his reports. This is very sad. This makes me sad. I don't see my sales. He can do all those things. He could even go over and click on advanced user and enable account sharing and do all the same things we just did. Okay, so he's got a full-fledged Draft2Digital account at this point. But what we're going to do is, and it's a little confusing because it's both under my name, but if you click on this guy, so you see your name here when you're logged in, if you are registered as an account, sharing an account. So you come up here, and when you click on that, you can see the little star, the little crown rather. This indicates the person who owns the account, this account. So the person logged in. Now, if I were Doug Smith, this would say Doug Smith here. And when I click on it, the crown would be next to the name Doug Smith. But I have access to Kevin Tomlinson's account. And you can see you can actually be, you can share an account. You can share accounts with multiple authors. So not only as the sharer can I select multiple people to have access to my account, as the sharee, I can have access to multiple authors' accounts that I manage. So this is meant to make it easy for VAs to do their work and maybe have multiple clients and that sort of thing. So for now, I'm going to turn on the dashboard for Kevin Tumlinson, the author of the Lorem Ipsum Conspiracy, etc. Now you can see these books. These are the books that were available over here. This is Kevin Tumlinson's Big Kevin, Small Kevin, we'll say. Big Kevin's account over here with his 2 books. And once again, let's just go back and look. We go to the main account, no books. We go to the account we're helping to manage, 2 books. All right, so you'll notice, let's compare the 2. So first of all, we get this little banner that says, now managing Kevin Tumlinson. This is to indicate that we're not on our own dashboard. Helps keep the confusion down a little. Now, if we click back and forth between the 2, we can see we got all our options here. We're logged in as ourselves here. But if we click back over, we see that My Reports, some things are missing. See? My Reports is missing. But there's more missing than that, actually, in the background. But we can click on My Account here, and we can really see the difference. So this is when you are logged in under your account, and this is when you're logged in under someone else's account. So you can change things like series titles, publishers, contributor profiles. You can change and add and delete all that stuff all you want. But you don't get access to any of the major stuff, the notification stuff, the payment stuff. You don't get access to any of that from someone else's account. Now, if we click back over to books, I could go into any of these books, and let's say I want to change some details. I want to add a new search term, and we'll say archaeology. I got a couple of spelling options there, but let's add them both. Archaeology. All right. So now we've done that, and we can save and continue, and we would go through the whole process back all the way to publishing. But for now, let's go back to my books. So I kind of knocked that book out of publishing status for the moment. Now we want to add a new book, though. So Kevin Tumlinson has published a new book, and we're about to get that guy uploaded and ready. So we go on to add a new book, and we get the same page we would get even if we were the account owner. And we'll click Browse, and we'll go find the manuscript. Here we go. I've got all this set up. So Kevin's got a new book, The Antarctic Forgery, available now on Amazon. And while that's uploading, let's go ahead and start entering some of the information. Don't want any typos. Alright, and this is part of a series, and we've got one here. We'll just choose that series. We'll say this is volume 5. And we got our description here. I've already written, got it saved in a file here, so we're going to go ahead and grab that, paste that in, maybe do a little bit of correcting. It's got some extra spaces. See, this is where it's important to have that VA go through and do this work for you, because you might overlook this stuff. So, all right, so there we are. We've got that. They can make all kinds of changes to it, to whatever. Maybe if you have another publisher, you can do that. We got Kevin as the publisher. Let's choose our categories. Thrillers. Some search terms. ICE. Murder, spies, espionage. That's a good one. All right. So there's some keywords. We got this all set up. We're going to go ahead and hit save and continue. And you can see this is working exactly like it does for you when you're doing it. Your VA can do all the same things. He also buys. We'll do both. New releases. We'll do a teaser. Isn't this fun? If you have, so we don't have a profile for the author on this one, but you can add that. All right, and you'd review your book. I can see a couple of things. That's not a chapter, but for now we'll skip that, and we're gonna hit save and continue. And the your assistant can go all the way through this process, including choosing the template for you if they want. So let's pick this. We'll say grime. That's a good one for thrillers. We've reviewed it, and we'll say continue. We're going through steps very rapidly that I would recommend you take your time on. And we're going to skip for now doing print. Print is not fully available in your world yet, but it will be, and that's what it's going to look like. That's exciting. All right, and here you can set your price. So presumably you would have given them the pricing in advance. Smart thing to do. We haven't completed our tax interview, so we can't add Amazon as a channel. So we're going to skip that. We'll let the default library price stay as it is. And since we're skipping print, we don't need that. So let's hit submit. Now here they're going to have to confirm these rights on your behalf. So they're going to say that it's the original content and confirm and then publish. And we just went through the entire publishing process on someone else's behalf from our account. And now we can start our audiobook. We can, there's all kinds of things we can do from here. That is it. And they can come in, they can change the price if they need to. We've decided the book's going to be $6.99. Change the price, submit, and then we got the notice, by the way, that didn't impact our library price. They can also delist the book from here. They can download versions of it. So if you decide you want to download an EPUB and Mobi, or you want samples of those, maybe to use with another service like BookFunnel, or to send to someone directly, or just to check, just to make sure that the thing looks the way you want it to. You can do all that from here, and that's the way that works. If they click on my books, now we see I got a third book, Test Book Thrillers number 5. So that's handy. A little sip of water there. But let's take a look at what that looks like on the other side. So we're going to go back over here. And when last we saw our precious book page, it had a mere 2 books on it. So what happens if we click my books? And voila! Our third book is there. It's currently being distributed to these channels, so they're grayed out. But we still get all the same control we had before. We can go in, take a look, see what sales channels we're distributing to. There's our dates. We get all this. Let's say that we've assigned some of these things to our VA, and we want to see how it's going. We can go back over here, and this will give us a kind of a limited report. We can see the last access date. So they last accessed this on December 18th. That happens to be today, so that's good. They're doing the work. But let's say that I gave my VA Kevin an assignment to upload, or maybe make a change to the keywords and book description of one of my books. And I've given Kevin a deadline. I need this done. By December 25th. And just in time for Christmas. And if he doesn't do it, he gets a lump of coal in his stocking. But I can check here and say, I told him to do that. I emailed him on December 19th, but he hasn't accessed it yet. And here we are. It's December 23rd, and his last access was on December 18th or 19th. So that allows me to track some, get a little bit of progress checking, so that I can, call and yell at Kevin, or nicely ask him to do the work he's being paid to do, or whatever. But it also can help you find out if suddenly your book is priced at $0. or it has a description filled with swear words, you can come back here and say, oh, Kevin accessed the book on December 18th. You know, I know that he's got it out for me, and he's because Kevin does have it out for me, but I can deal with that however I need to. So there's some things there. Hopefully nothing like that ever happens to you, but that's why we want you to have some controls over this. And so if we suspect we have 2 or 3 authors here. So how about K-Boy? Let's see. K-Boy. Well, I'm just not going to be able to type properly for some reason. It keeps skipping me out. At Tomlinson.net. Alright. And that guy's not in there, but let's share the account anyway. And we can see that it will email K-Boy. And once K-Boy sets up an email address, his name will appear here. But let's just say that now that we've got someone else in the mix, we want to temporarily turn off Kevin's access. So we do that. Kevin no longer has access. So we come back over here. I click on my books. Oh, where'd they go? And now I no longer have the little drop down. So none of this stuff works anymore. Come back over here. Let's turn it back on. And Kevin just logged in, and there we are. Get that feature again. So I can look at Mr. Tomlinson's books again. But Kevin has royally hacked me off, and so we're gonna go ahead and revoke his permissions. And there we go. There is no more box here. That user is gone. Kevin no longer has access. So if he tries to do something, he won't get the same access he had. Oh, 404. Not found, boy. So he can try, clicking around here all he wants, but all it's going to do is frustrate him. When he logs in, all he can see is this blank page. So that's it. You get some cool controls now. A great way to allow someone else to help you out, to make your life easier, and that's what we're all about at Draft2Digital. So we hope you dig this feature, and there's going to be more to come. You already got kind of a preview of things that are in the works, features we're going to be adding, so you're going to want to kind of stick around for those. Finer control, we can't wait to give that to you. And this will only get better over time, so we appreciate you sticking around. Thank you so much, and we hope you love it. Let us know, and we'll see you next time.